The closing bell rings for the school year and for the career of a one-of-a-kind teacher. Plus,
it was incredible.
State championships abound for Vancouver Public Schools. Find out who won it all. And why the Trailblazers came to visit a Vancouver bus driver and the message she's sharing with the kids on her bus. Students head for the bus as another school year comes to an end. Hello and welcome to In the Know, I'm Nick Voll. For most students and teachers, the last day of school means the start of summer. But for third grade teacher Marlene McPherson, this last day means the start of a new adventure. As Amanda Richter reports, after nearly 4.5 decades at Walnut Grove Elementary, Marlene is moving on.
Okay.
On June 18th, Marlene McPherson capped off her 44 years at Walnut Grove by ringing the original school bell, signaling that school's out, not just for summer, but for her forever. To help celebrate Marlene's retirement, a 1969 Mustang, built the same year she started teaching. That was the year that the U.S. won the space race. Vietnam War protesters marched in Washington, and rock and roll fans flocked to a little town in New York for a music festival called Woodstock. It was also a momentous year for new Walnut Grove teacher Marlene McPherson.
I was over the moon with excitement, and I still am in 2013.
Little did the 22-year-old University of Portland graduate know she was destined to become a very important part of the school's history.
She will definitely be greatly missed by everybody that's here. She's definitely left a mark on our school that will not be forgotten.
Over the years, fashion and technology have changed, but one thing is constant.
They're still kids. You saw the children run up to me, and they're just children. They came to learn.
Another constant has been Marlene's love of teaching and her commitment.
It's given me energy, it's given me vitality and strength and love. And I just am so grateful. I have a lot of gratitude because I got to do my dream job.
She's always been a tireless educator up until this very last day that she was here. This has been her goal to educate all these kids as best she can.
After about 20 years, somebody said, "Are you going to change schools?" I said, "No, because the children and the staff keep changing. It's been ever changing for me, but this has been like a second home."
And time has done little to diminish her spirit.
44 years is a long time, but it doesn't seem that way to me because inside my heart, I feel just as strong as I did back in '69.
So what lies ahead for a teacher who loves teaching so much she didn't even count down the days till her retirement?
First of all, I want to be healthy. Yes, yes, yes. Happy, that will follow. And then the sky's the limit.
Just like that '69 Mach 1 Mustang, Marlene McPherson is a living legend.
They say, "I can't believe that you did this." And I think, well, why? It was easy for me. Never gave it a second thought. Never gave it a second thought that this is what I should do. Now that, my friends, is a real deal.
For In the Know, I'm Amanda Richter.
Thanks, Amanda. The end of the year also means high school seniors are off to new adventures. You can see graduation ceremonies from all of the area high schools on Comcast Channel 29. If you'd like to own a copy on DVD, they're also available for purchase. For a schedule or to order, just go to the website on your screen. That's esd112.org/TV, etc. In sports, Vancouver Public Schools took home 4 state championships this spring. Columbia River grabbed 1 in girls golf, and Skyview claimed titles of its own. In front of a packed gymnasium, athletes from Skyview High School celebrate the season that was. Front and center, the girls' tennis team, which brought home not 1, but 2 state championships. Sophomore Sammy Hampton won her 2nd straight singles title.
It was kind of a relief, but at the same time it was super exciting and it was the best feeling ever because you're kind of on a cloud 9 the whole time and everyone's swarming you and it was just, couldn't ask for a better day and moment.
Sammy's victory came in spite of an arm injury that prevented her from serving overhand for most of the postseason.
You have to move a lot more because they can attack it much more.
Her skill level is so far superior. Even with serving underhand, her opponents couldn't hang with her. So, yeah, I've never seen anything like it.
Coach Jay Gowan isn't shy about praising his star player.
She's the best player I've ever coached, and she's like one of the nicest kids too. It's like usually with tennis, you get kids sometimes that can be prima donnas or kind of. It's just sometimes it's an individualized thing, but for her, she's such a team player.
And her teammates aren't too shabby either. They took home the state team title, led by doubles pair Macy Ballou and Christina Metz. Their fourth-place finish in state cemented the state championship for Skyview.
It was amazing. It was like we knew right then, and so it wasn't just for us, but it was for the team, and so it was a great feeling to know that we got it, not just for individually, but for the school as well. So
they won their final match in front of screaming teammates.
They drove 4 hours to come watch us play. That's insane.
The girls and Coach Gowan all credit their win to that spirit of camaraderie.
Just is a real sense of team, because a lot of times people think of Skyview tennis and it's Sammy, but she's just one part of our success. So
I love these girls. They're all my best friends.
But that wasn't it for Skyview. The boys' baseball team also hoisted a banner, capping off a great season with its own state championship. Decked out in their white jerseys, Skyview baseball players present their school with its first ever baseball championship. The Storm completed its championship run with a wild game against South Kitsap. The first inning was rough. 2 Skyview runners got picked off, and South Kitsap scored 2 quick runs.
South Kitsap had the momentum. We had a little powwow in between innings, calm ourselves down, slow the game down, and we put up 6 runs right there.
The Storm bats woke up, and South Kitsap started making errors, 9 of them in all.
We just had to go out there and play our game and not worry about what the other team was going to do. If we played our game, then we would have won, and we did. With
just 1 out to go, South Kitsap popped up to center field.
When you see that fly ball go up, does your heart stop? What happens?
No. It had stopped many times before that.
The ball headed right at State Player of the Year, Ian Hamilton.
Before that was even made, kids were running out of the dugout. They're all excited and everything, running around. And on the replay of the game, you see gloves flying up before the ball's even caught. So it's pretty cool, really exciting. Getting that last out to finally win state, senior year was just incredible.
A Skyview team that had never won a state playoff game and had lost several key players to injuries was the last team standing. Well, jumping on top of each other anyway.
Being a part of a dog pile is kind of one of the reasons why you play.
The school gym at Skyview has a new banner, and these players an achievement they can take with them the rest of their lives.
Going out, winning state as a senior is something pretty special, something I'll never forget.
Columbia River High School has its own state champion. Chloe Bartek wins the Class 3A golf title. The senior won the state tournament by 7 strokes, capping off an impressive high school career. Bartek shot 143 over 2 days, 3 strokes under par. It rained the entire tournament, and to make things worse, she squared off against last year's champion.
I was nervous the first couple, actually like first 6 holes, but after a while I got into a groove and I just started hitting it better and got on the green, made some putts, didn't make as many mistakes, and I was able to pull it out.
Chloe is a 3-time Regional Golfer of the Year as named by the Columbian newspaper. She has a scholarship to play golf next year at Sacramento State and hopes to play professionally someday. The Skyview Rain dance team places 16th in the nation. The dancers competed in the WGI World Championships in Ohio and is the first team ever from the Pacific Northwest to make the semifinals. It missed qualifying for the finals by just 0.05 of a point. Vancouver Public Schools wins one of the highest honors in television, a regional Emmy. The VPS TV Studio accepted the award at a black tie ceremony in Seattle. Ian Southworth and myself, along with voice talent David Schmidtke, won the Emmy in the Best Health Science Segment category. Our entry, an animated video about Leonardo da Vinci, defeated entries from Oregon Public Broadcasting, Idaho Public Broadcasting, and King TV in Seattle. VPS was also nominated for Best Health Science Program for its show Science, hosted by Skyview teacher Nate Macon.
As if you were to ask college me if I'd be nominated for a regional Emmy, I told you you're crazy. This is quite an honor considering my profession, and it's quite an honor to work with people who are awesome at what they do.
This was the 2nd straight year of nominations for Science. Dave Schmidtke, who spent more than 20 years in broadcasting before moving on, had never before won an Emmy.
That's why this is just so sweet. And I think it's a good feeling knowing that if it goes towards helping students, that's a good thing.
To see the winning segment, stay tuned after this episode of In the Know. The first year for Vancouver's newest school is now in the books. Vancouver iTech Preparatory takes a new approach to teaching and learning. Our We Learn correspondent Mark Ray talks to students about it and about their first year at iTech Prep.
Things are different here at iTech Prep. The school is split into two campuses. The middle schoolers study here at the Jim Parsley Center, while our high school students study at Wazoo Vancouver. But it's not just a difference about where students study, it's about how they learn differently. When school began in September, students at Vancouver iTech Preparatory knew what they had signed up to study.
STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math.
But that's about it.
I did not know what to expect when the school year began. I didn't feel like I had no idea.
What they discovered was that iTech Prep is unlike any school they had ever attended. Students use project-based learning.
Yeah, project-based learning, it's just taught me so much, and I think it's a better way of learning.
Teachers assign projects based around a theme. Whether it's science, math, English, or art, students learn their lessons by creating something, rather than just by lectures or memorization.
Like, for example, Sustainability Summit. Well, what we decided to do is create a huge creation that we put a lot of learning in, that was also having fun creating a project. And so that helped me learn stuff better than I do.
Letting students have a say in what the projects look like forces them to think critically.
You have to be dedicated and want to learn and want to do the project-based learning and open to new ideas.
Helping the students along is a one-to-one laptop that extends the school day.
That's just great. It's making it easier to learn because we can create presentations on our computers and we can research.
The ultimate goal is to prepare students for college, careers, and life.
I want to be a nurse when I grow up.
I want to be an engineer, and it bases off technology, science, mathematics, and engineering. So I really wanted to come to this school because it would give me a big boost on doing my life job.
At the end of the year, students left iTech Prep confident in what they had learned, a big 180 from the uncertainty they may have felt in September.
I was pleasantly surprised that it went well. I felt like the teachers were really good, and I learned a lot this year.
iTech Prep began as a school for 6th, 7th, and 9th grade students, but over the next several years will expand to a full school for 6th through 12th graders. For In the Know, I'm Mark Ray.
Thanks, Mark. If you'd like to see more technology and learning in action, check out our YouTube page. That's youtube.com/VanSDTV. Just look for the We Learn playlist. Students at Salmon Creek Elementary School get a colorful demonstration of science thanks to a visit from OMSI. The Oregon Museum of Science and Industry brought its traveling science show to the cafeteria. Students learned about how chemicals interact with one another. The assembly was part of the school's Day of Science. After school, families came in for some hands-on experiments. Students from Skyview's Science, Math, and Technology program also came in to guide younger students. The Portland Trailblazers reach out to 2 Vancouver schools to reward students for their positive behavior. Helen Raptis takes us to Minnehaha Elementary, which hosted 2 special visitors.
Bus driver Venora Volk is passionate about 2 things: her home team.
I just love the Blazers,
and the kids on her bus.
I never got to have kids, so I always tease these guys that they're all my kids.
So imagine her delight when former Portland Trailblazer Jerome Kersey stepped onto her bus.
They used to call him Mercy Kersey because he was just really a tough guy to play against.
Kersey and Blazers mascot Blaze the Trail Cat came to Minnehaha Elementary to visit Venora and her students as part of the team's Respect campaign. Its goal? To fight bullying, something Venora knows all about.
I'm really cautious of that because I had a little brother when we grew up in small town North Dakota who was really bullied bad.
Her brother was disabled and eventually dropped out of high school because of the abuse he took from classmates.
They tease someone, they don't really consider it bullying, they think it's teasing.
Venora's made it her mission to educate kids on the effects of their actions.
It's like getting punched. But when you get punched in the arm, it really hurts, goes away. When you get punched in the heart by someone bullying you, it doesn't go away.
As part of the Blazers campaign and Minnehaha's school-wide anti-bullying program, students signed pledges to treat each other with respect. The team was so moved, it reached out.
Just a chance to kind of come out and, and give her our backing as she has backed us. So that's important.
The kids all got t-shirts, a chance to meet Kersey and Blaze, and reinforcement that their positive actions have an impact. And they get that lesson every day from a walking, talking, bus driving role model.
That was a lot of fun. The kids, you can tell the kids really like her too as a bus driver.
I'm just kind of a kid, and I love kids, That's why I do this job.
For In the Know, I'm Helen Raptis.
Thanks, Helen. Over at King Elementary, students got a visit from the Blazers because of their can-do attitude. You may recognize Todd Bosma. He's the guy at Trailblazers games who entertains the crowd during timeouts with contests and giveaways. In this assembly, he was giving away a stunning portrait of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Famed artist David Garibaldi, who was featured on America's Got Talent, painted it during a halftime event on a recent MLK Day. The Blazers donated the painting to King as a reward to students for the school's No Excuses University program. It encourages kids to work hard in class with an eye on getting into college.
And it's a great way to get kids to start being responsible, because we know we don't see that trend happening as they get older. So we're trying to instill those values now, and it's working.
The kids have been amazing, and just hearing all the accomplishments that they've done throughout the course of the year, it's amazing. It's mind-boggling that this school has accomplished so much.
At the assembly, students earned all kinds of honors for the year, including attendance, behavior, and academic achievement. High school students connect with kindergartners at Hazeldale Elementary to help improve their reading skills. Students in Fort Vancouver's early childhood education program cap off a year of tutoring by giving away homemade books about the alphabet. The high schoolers personalize each book for their buddy, drawing pictures to help the kindergartners remember all the letters. Though the tutors are the ones handing out lessons, they say they're learning something too.
I was scared at the beginning of the year because I've never been really exposed to kids. I've never had a younger sibling or anything, but I really liked the experience, and I was really glad to take this class.
Each high school student in the program is paired up with a kindergartner at Hazeldale and provided one-on-one mentoring and tutoring throughout the year. Washington Elementary also promotes reading with its Literacy Night. Families came to school in the evening to do hands-on activities around reading skills. One of the event's goals is to encourage reading over the break to prevent the so-called summer slide.
They lose ground over the summer if they're not reading, and so when they come back in September, their skill level isn't as high as it was in June. And so we're trying to do everything we can to prevent that. Literacy Night was organized by the school's Family Community Resource Center and was supported by community partners. In addition to reading, the event also featured The Bug Chicks, a mobile insect demonstration. Kids got an up-close look at tarantulas and other bugs. Families also got a free meal served by volunteers. Fifth graders from Peter S. Ogden Elementary School come up big in Olympia. The students win Best Portfolio in the Project Citizen Showcase and will represent Washington in the national contest. Project Citizen promotes engagement with government. For their portfolio, Carol Patrick's class chose the issue of graffiti. They proposed that lawmakers pass a bill that would require spray paint to be locked up in stores and only available to people aged 25 or older. They met with Representative Jim Moeller, who says he's interested in working with the students to write a bill for the state of Washington. The national competition will be held this summer. Marshall Elementary celebrates its 50th anniversary with a night of memories, photographs, and the hokey pokey. On a moist spring night, students at George C. Marshall Elementary and former students dance the hokey pokey. They're celebrating the school's 50th anniversary. Inside, the halls are lined with class pictures, black and white slowly merging with color. And as much as fashion changes, one thing remains the same in Marshall: the sense of community.
Because it's the greatest place to be. I mean, I love it.
The 50th anniversary event drew generations of former Marshall students and teachers.
If you were here in the 1980s, raise your hand. Awesome.
The front hallway, a site for impromptu reunions.
Many people I haven't seen for a long time.
Secretary Judy Lovell has been here for 33 of Marshall's 50 years. Her favorite memory? The time her coworkers entered her into a radio station contest for outstanding educators, and she won.
And they gave me a check for $1,033 to use for something for the school. So I used that $1,033 and had a new sign built for the front of our school. And the extra cost I paid myself, so that's my legacy to Marshall Elementary.
It's tough to imagine the school without the sign, or without Judy for that matter. It's equally tough to imagine Marshall without its traditions. The potlatch, the Marshall lecture, sing-alongs, and so many more, handed down from class to class.
And things like that just make Marshall really special.
And it's why so many people came back to reminisce, reunite, and do a little dancing in the rain.
I think any child that has come here in any year, whether it be 1 year or all the way through, I think will have good memories of this school.
Vancouver steps up in a big way to help kids. Community members and businesses donate $130,000 at the annual fundraiser for the Foundation for Vancouver Public Schools. The Foundation's luncheon, held at the Vancouver Hilton, featured an appearance by Skyview's marching band and former Superintendent Jim Parsley, who helped start the foundation 25 years ago. Its mission is to help kids in ways that schools can't, by providing shoes, clothing, medical, and other care. The Foundation's Jumpstart program also provides early childhood education funding. To learn more about the Foundation, head to foundationforvps.org. Finally, a celebration of learning and history rolls through the Fort Vancouver National Site. About 1,500 third graders from across our city marched in the annual Children's Culture Parade.
I loved it. It was great to see all the little kids. Their display of their cultures, and a lot of them were really proud, and it was awesome to see them dressed up. And I thought it was great to see how every class did it a little different. Some of them had books, some of them had t-shirts, and others had posters.
The assistants, the group leaders, so to speak, how they all taught them a cheer as they walked through. I really did enjoy that. And the students looked really eager to do it though. So they did a good job.
That wraps it up for this episode and for the school year. This summer, keep your eyes peeled for our annual Year in Review show, as well as our We Learn show, which highlights technology in the classroom. We'd like to take a moment to thank the people who make our show happen. Thanks to Colleen Nelson, Jessica Gao, Chad Young, Mark Ray, Amanda Richter, and Helen Raptis, plus all of the parents, students, teachers, and administrators who give us great story ideas throughout the year. And of course, we'd like to thank you for watching. Until next year, I'm Nick Voll.
Today's famous scientist is Leonardo da Vinci. Wrong Leonardo. No, not that one either. That's better. When you hear that name, you may think of the Mona Lisa or the Last Supper. But Da Vinci was way more than an artist. He was a master scientist. To Da Vinci, science was art, and vice versa. His extensive studies into the nature of light and anatomy gave his paintings incredible realism. He was also one of the world's leading cartographers, in a time when maps, especially accurate ones, were extremely rare. Many of Da Vinci's ideas were cutting edge for the 16th century. Still others were cutting edge for the 20th century and beyond. The technology and materials of his time, the early 1500s, made many of his inventions impossible to construct. Here's just a few. Da Vinci engineered a single-span bridge that was so advanced, the Turkish sultan he designed it for refused to build it. He didn't think it was physically possible. The sultan was wrong, and the bridge was built in 2006. Perhaps his most futuristic work was in aerodynamics. Inspired by birds, Leonardo designed a helicopter, a parachute, a hang glider, and mechanical wings. From the sky to the sea, one of Da Vinci's most impressive inventions was a scuba suit made from leather with an air supply built from bamboo and cork. But Da Vinci didn't want anybody to use the scuba suit, you see, because he didn't want them used by people with evil intentions. In fact, a number of Da Vinci's most impressive ideas remained hidden until 165 years after his death, when his journals were made public. That writing you see, that's backwards cursive. Da Vinci was left-handed. A number of his concepts and inventions would later be duplicated by other innovators who learned they were beaten to the punch decades earlier. A man ahead of his time, Leonardo da Vinci was one of the greatest scientists the world has ever known. Oh, and he painted some stuff, too.